Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be finally reviewing the products I picked up from Lisa Eldridge a few weeks ago. So around a little over a month ago, she launched some new shades for her liquid eyeshadow formula and they looked perfect. I've been wanting to try it and wanting to get one of her lipsticks for a very long time. And I felt like that was my opportunity to splurge and grab them since it was around my birthday. So I've had them for a few weeks now. I've been playing with them and I have my thoughts, so I'm ready to give them. So I'm going to talk about the foundation and the lipstick and my thoughts on those, and then I'm going to put on the liquid eyeshadow so you can see them and give you my thoughts on the formula. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup, although pretty neutral lately. And I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so Lisa Eldridge is not a cheap brand, but it is a very beautiful brand. I've been wanting to try stuff from them for a long time. I got samples of the foundation when it first came out, and I really liked it, but I couldn't tell what shade I was. I was torn between two, and then the sample cards sold out for months and months, and so before I would buy it, I wanted to try it again. So I've been waiting for that, although now I have the House Loves foundation, which is a perfect match, although this is also a very good match. And I wanted to try a bunch of her lipsticks. I wanted to try the liquid eyeshadows, the highlighters, like all of it. And then when she launched new shades in the Liquid Lurex, I knew I had to get them because they were just so beautiful. So I got a sample of the foundation in I think it was one of the sample cards, it was the light medium 2. That had one of the shades I was torn between, and then this lipstick. So before I start, I do want to say that the packaging for everything is really nice. It just feels very high-end, which I'm not surprised at. This is the box from the lipstick, and this is the ones for the liquid eyeshadows. Very pretty. I believe the new palettes and everything are coming in the same kind of components. She did just announce the palettes the other day, a couple days ago, and I do really want like 3 of them and 3 of the new lipsticks, but I'm holding off. I want to see some reviews. I've already spent my budget for the month of November, so I don't actually spend more than my budget for my channel and for fun stuff, so I'm holding off. I'm hoping that a friend or my partner will get me at least one for Christmas or something so I can play with it, review it, all of that, because they look beautiful. I really want Sorcery, Vega, and Muse. No, Myth, not Muse. Muse is really pretty and pink, rosy tones, but not shades I wear very often. And Cinnabar looks gorgeous. I really want Cinnabar, but I have a lot of stuff like that. I don't have a lot of cool tone neutrals like Vega, and it looks like a perfect little compact version of it, plus the like mink taupe shade in there. I need it. Sorcery, as soon as I saw a shade named Madrigal that was a golden olive, like a golden green antique shade, I needed it. One, it's beautiful, it's my go-to kind of color, and it also had like teal and blue, perfect palette for me. But also the shade the name Madrigal made me happy. I have watched, for those that don't know, I've watched the Tales of the City show, the Netflix one, and the original ones from PBS and Showtime, and read the books multiple times, and I really love that series. Seeing a little, story, I mean, there's lots of mystery and drama and stuff, but having a story about a queer and straight chosen family bonding together and living together just makes me really happy. And the matriarch of that story is Mrs. Madrigal, so that was just a nice little perk. And then I think it's Myth is the purple one. I love those kind of tones, those like lavender purples. It looks like a curated version of the Lila palette from Natasha Denona, which is one of my favorites. So really want all 3 of them. I just couldn't justify spending it. But I am very happy that I have these products right now. So for the lipstick, I got the shade Cinnabar. I really want a bunch of them. I really want the new Sorcery lipstick. I want Velvet Jazz. I want Velvet Affair. There's a whole list of ones that I really want. I did not pick up the lip liner but now that I have this, I want the lip liner. I love this. I think the component's really pretty. It's this nice gold color that a lot of her stuff is. The new palettes are the same color. It feels nice. You get a lot of product. So this is like a $36 lipstick, which is one of my more expensive lipsticks, but you get a lot of product and it's just a really beautiful color and formula. So this is the Velvet formula. I want Meet Me in Berlin, which is one of her other formulas, but this literally feels like velvet. It's so soft and creamy. It's like a soft matte. It's really comfortable. It lasts really well. And you can see it even kind of looks like velvet. This shade is like my perfect shade. It's a shade that I want to wear all fall, all summer. It's just, excuse me, the hazards of living on a busy road and Seattle having bad drivers. It's just like the perfect color. Really love it. I've worn it a lot as like a wash of color with like a few little dots spread out. This is more opaque. Really love it. My best friend tried it. It looked amazing on her too. A little different. I think it kind of shifts depending on who wears it. And she wore it one night when she came over for dinner and drinks and we like played cards and stuff. And she was wearing it throughout dinner, throughout drinks beforehand and after, and hours of playing cards and stuff. And it's just lasted the whole night. And it's done that for me too. It looks beautiful. It wears beautifully. This is probably next to the matte House Lab sticks, which are a little more matte than this. This transfers a little bit more. Like I'm drinking a fizzy water and you can see there's a little bit of transfer. If I don't mind the transfer, this is my favorite lipstick formula. I really love Pat's. I really love the House Labs one, but this is probably my favorite. And I really want more colors. If you can splurge on a $36 lipstick, I think it's definitely worth it. And I see why it has such a cult following, especially the shade. And then the foundation. So I was torn between shades 16 and 17. 16 is True Olive and 17 is Golden Olive. I've worn both and they both worked on me. I think 17 is better in the summer when I have a tan. It's not dark, like it's not much darker, and I do get very tan, but I do also get a little more golden. So when I have a slight tan, it works really well. But 16 is what I have on now. I did my normal routine. I take a small-ish brush, not this small, but a little bit bigger, and I brush it around my nose. I mostly get redness here that I want to cover, and then, you know, a little bit of razor burn here. So I have it, you know, here, blended here, and then I have a little bit of concealer right here, and then a little bit down here to cover some spots and redness. Perfect match. I would say it's on par match-wise with my House Labs foundation, but this is a little more matte. So depending on the situation, I do want to get it so that I have my like glowy skin with House and the more matte self-setting version of this. Really, really want it. It's just out of budget right now, not a necessity. I don't need to review it. And when I have, you know, $100 or something to put towards makeup, it tends to go towards things that I'm gonna review so that I can get a video and content out for. But really love the formula. I wore it when I got the samples before and now, and it lasts all day. It's a great shade match. It's like natural matte, not like overly matte. And if you use a glowy primer or something underneath it, you can really make it more glowy or more matte. I think it's really flexible and I think it's a really beautiful foundation. I definitely think makeup artist brands like Lisa Eldridge or, you know, Pat McGrath or House Labs is technically the creative director as a makeup artist. It's Lady Gaga's makeup artist. I think they just do a better job at making realistic skin tones. So really happy with this. And definitely on my list to buy at some point. And then for the eyeshadows, these cost, I think $26 or something. Not the worst I've seen for a liquid shadow, but not cheap either. You do get, what is it? It's kind of hard to read. I'll look at the actual box. You do get 2.8 milliliters or 0.09 fluid ounces. I got two of the new shades, so I got the shade Daphne and Anasis which is a taupe with a sage undertone. As soon as I saw sage and taupe, I had to get it, and this is an olive. I really love both of these. I think I'll wear this one today, but they're really great. They're one of the best liquid eyeshadows I've tried. I really love the old Haus Labs ones. Those dry down to more of a powder finish, which I love. They don't make them anymore though. And I really like the new Haus Lab paints, but they're not the same. Those are like a metallic paint versus a shimmery cream like this. And then I've tried a lot, like I've tried the kimchi ones, hated those burn my eyes. I've tried some drugstore ones like Elf and stuff. These are really, really great. I will say, I do need to still use an eyeshadow primer with them. I have pretty oily eyelids, especially like the inner half, and almost any eyeshadow, high-end, drugstore, doesn't matter, indie, if I don't use a good eyeshadow primer like the Urban Decay one that blocks oil, it just like melts away right here, and the degree of which it melts away is dependent on the formula. So like a really emollient indie shimmer is going to completely disappear in like an hour on me, and a Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath shade is going to last much better, and I'll have just like a little bit like disappearing. This is more like the Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona kind of shades where like you can see some spots melting away, but it's not like a bald patch. But if I use a primer, it's fine. And I do have to use the Urban Decay or something like that. When I've tried like the Sigma or one of those more like cream feeling ones, does nothing. It just still melts away. So this is the shade Daphne. It is described as an olive. I really like the component. It's kind of nice little doe foot. I'll put them on the back of my hand. The sun's going down, so losing light. Because it starts getting dark here in Seattle pretty early. You can see it's this beautiful olive with a bit of a gold sheen. Really, really like it. I like that I can use a brush or my finger. And this is Anasis, which you can see is definitely more taupe. My ring light, I do have a ring light, is gonna start reflecting things back. And I can blend them out with my finger, I can blend them out with a brush. You can have them be really metallic if you just layer it on with your finger or the doe foot or a flat brush, or you can, you know, blend it out, and you can see how sparkly it gets as it blends out, which I really appreciate. And I'll do this one on the other side of the brush. I really love this formula. I think it's really beautiful, really easy to use. There's been a lot of days where I wanted something on my eye, but I didn't have time to do much. So I just took a little bit of this, dabbed it on, used my finger to kind of tap it out, and that was it, and got lots of compliments. So really, really beautiful formula. But I did want to mention that I do need a primer still. I don't need a primer with the new Haus Labs paints, but they are like a paint that dries very, very matte, and that's why. And I think these both complement my skin tone really beautifully. There's a few other shades that I want to get now, but I really like these. I do like that Anasis is a little more sparkly. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. This is a little more smooth, even after blending out. Like you can see gold sparkle, like micro finely milled sparkle, but this one has a little more dimension, a little more, like I see kind of like a bronze, a silver, a champagne. Like I see a lot of those colors with that pewter, that greeny pewter base. So I'll put a little bit of that on so you can see. So I just go like that, and then I don't have a mirror here. I do have a palette here with a mirror, so I can use that. And then I'll just do this, and I'll sometimes do 2 layers. Right now I just have a little bit of the Urban Decay primer on, and then a little bronzer just kind of brushed around. One thing I like about this shade being an olive and it having that like sage base is that it kind of disappears. The base kind of blends into my skin. So if I want, I can have it be kind of that wash of wet sparkle without much of a base color, which I think looks really cool. Kind of like the special shimmers in the new Mario palette that I won't buy because it looks too pale and overpriced. But like there's like 4 of the 7 mattes that I would never use, so not buying that. But you can see here, especially on this eye, it just has that like wet sparkle effect with that one white layer. And then I can definitely layer a little bit extra on. And if I want, I can use a brush. This is just a Sigma brush, and I can pat that in and see, then you get more of the base color and more of the shine. And I've worn it both ways, and I think it looks really cool. And then I just like to blend the edge a little bit. You do see a little sparkle. I don't mind sparkle in my crease. If you don't like that, I would recommend using a matte to blend the edge, or just putting it down and not blending. Just like pat it out with your finger. But really beautiful, really easy. And the green shade Daphne is the same. It just pops a little bit more. This is very neutral. I mean, it's still neutral for me. It's an olive, but it does have that nice shine. I would do both, but I don't really want 2 different colored eyes today. So I'm gonna go finish this eye real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just added it to this eye, added some mascara. Really love this. This has been a go-to look for me lately if I don't want to bust out an actual palette and spend a little time doing my makeup. This is quick and easy, and I like that I can do a wash of color or build it up for a little bit more sparkle and glam. I really love this. I think it's a really versatile formula. Really, really like it. I also like that I think it dries down pretty quickly, but not like overly. I know some people don't like the new House Labs paints because they dry down so fast. You definitely have a good amount of time to blend this and deal with it before it sets. And then once it sets, it's there. Don't have any issues with fading or smudging or anything. I've even like sleepily rubbed my eyes, and like I had a little on my hand, but not much. But when I go to wash my makeup off, it washes off easily too. It's not like hard to remove. So I think it's a really great formula and makes me really excited to see what her eyeshadow formula like in the palettes is. So really hoping I can get one or more soon. But really love all of these products, and I just wanted to, this has been on my list to film for a while, and it just kept getting pushed back, or something else would come up, or I was sick for a week. So really love these. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to know if you have any of these, what your thoughts on the liquid eyeshadow formula is, the lipsticks, and what your thoughts are on the new palettes and stuff, because I posted about them when they were first announced to my community page, and a lot of people were very excited. A few people said they're beautiful but too expensive, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, because that's part of the benefit of YouTube, is I can ask you your opinions and see them in the comments and reply and chat. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.